now. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. On this video, I want to show you how to cook rice because that's one of my expertise, cooking rice. And Tim wants me to speak Philippine language because this is where I come from and I grew up in a rice field. So that's why he really wants me to speak Tagalog. It's not that I forget to speak Tagalog, but for today's video, I want to show you how to cook risotto, Italian rice, a shorter grain rice. So I will explain to you the rest of the ingredients as I go along. I already start the oil here heating up on the pan, and I'm going to start the sauteing the chicken because this risotto is uh, risotto with chicken. Chicken with risotto is adapted from a Philippine dish called arroz caldo. Arroz means it's rice and caldo is hot, so it's very similar. I just put a little bit of, I add ginger in order to claim my culture and becomes a fusion as well. So let me start with the sauteing the chicken. This is chicken thigh that I'm using. Um, it's already been cut into quarter inch thick. Um, so let me just put it into hot oil. And the reason I'm using chicken thigh because the longer you cook it, the it tastes better. It doesn't dry out. So I just want to brown it a little bit, about 5 minutes on that side, and then add the rest of the ingredients. So let me just tell you about the rice because each is grow lots of rice as well. And this is the arborio. It's a shorter grain than I'm used to when I was growing up. Um, so that's why I said cook, learn cooking rice from experts. And yes, I'm claiming that title, expert, because I used to cook rice 3 times a day because that was our meal, 3 times a day, basically rice with different varieties here and there, but it's basically rice. So, so yes, I like that title. I'm expert. So it's my expertise now is cooking rice. I have lots of recipes for rice, and, and I'm sure you will uh, see it on more on my videos. So please subscribe for any of my videos or subscribe so then you'll see more of my videos, previous one and more to come. That's that. It's doing really well. Doing really well. So I will explain to you now about the ingredients that I've been chopped up already before we start. So one of the ingredients is pepper. These are the pepper, beautiful pepper here. We've got yellow and red. The taste both the same. I'm definitely gonna use that because it complements the sweetness to the chicken. And leek because I find leek is quicker to soften than onion, and it's got milder flavor than onion. So now I'm going to add the ginger, which I grated. I find it grating ginger. I got a lot more flavor than chopping it finely, and it's easier. Honestly, it's easier to grate the ginger. If I want it fine, I can never get it correct. So I use the cheese grater to make it finer. So in we go. I'm adding the ginger. This is about tablespoon, more than tablespoon of that, and the aroma is already releasing. So of course the risotto, this is risotto, so I have to follow all the procedures of the cooking risotto. It's not like the rice that I used to cook at home back in the Philippines, that we boiled it. Basically, we boil rice. You put the water in the pan and you put the lid on and you come back when it's boiling. Um, let the water absorb completely and then put the lid back and it's done after 15 minutes. But risotto is a different kind of rice. It's a different way of cooking as well. So in we go now. I'm adding the pepper. This is about one pepper this size. So this will depend on what kind of pepper you use and how big or small that you're going to be using. So in we go. That's one gone. I'm just going to mix it with a little bit now with the chicken and the ginger already have this beautiful flavor I can see and the beautiful color. And now I'm adding the leeks already been chopped up into, yes, fine one, fine, well, as fine as I can, and I can get, because I love to cook, but one of the things sometimes I don't like to do in the kitchen is chopping fine, fine onion, and because it makes me cry, so I really cannot do any finer than that. So look at that, it's already looking really good, and now I'm going to tell you more about procedure of cooking the risotto, because I have a very hot brodo here, broth, stock, or brodo in Italian. So now you can make your own. You can make your own brodo. You can buy from the store. It's widely available. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, whatever you like. Vegetable stock, there are also available. So, but today I made my own. So I will put now the rice. Ideally, you cook the onion, not the onion, the leeks first before you add the rice. And the pepper got a little bit softened, but I'm demonstrating it to you. So all the process for this about 5 minutes altogether to brown the chicken a little bit, soften the onion, the leek, and soften the pepper before you add the rice. And then we have more ingredients to add. It's about altogether, honestly, altogether 15 minutes to cook and lots of stirring, I have to admit. So in we go now. I'm going to put the rice. Look how short they are. Um, the example I can use for long grain rice is basmati. It's definitely longer than this. And cooking risotto, you don't wash the rice. You want the starch to be in part of the cooking. As I mentioned, the cooking long grain is you have to wash the rice, or sometimes I even soak it. So here it is. I'm going to add the rice now. There we go. That's about 200 grams altogether is 200 grams. So this will easily serve two, 2 to 4 people depending on your appetite. So this will be until my dinner now. I'm cooking for my dinner and lunch together. So the smell is spectacular, the chicken and the rest. So look how my brodo is. Now before I add the brodo, before I forget, I will put the white wine first. Yeah, so this is for 1 cup of rice. I'm putting 200 ml of white wine, which will do really well to coat the rice individual grain. You know, cooking risotto is really what make it really different because the grains are separate. They separate even if they're cooked. They're separate. It's not clump. The even if they're flopped up, they're still separated. They don't hold together. And that's one of the reason you have to cook it al dente. Al dente. So now it's boiling really nicely. I just want to let the white wine evaporate before I add the brodo, hot stock, very hot. This is with mushrooms and dried mushrooms and leeks and all the goodies that you use for making stock are all in there. Bay leaves, of course. So this is it. More stirring altogether is 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depend on how you like to eat your rice. And the color is just so beautiful. So, and then I think I'm ready to add the first ladle of brodo. So I can tell you now that after I put one ladle, 100 grams, I think it is. This one, I'm not sure. But I can tell you how to cook the rice for 200 ml. You have to prepare at least 4 cups of hot brodo because sometimes you need more, you need less. So it's better to have more than less because if you like it, if you like eating your rice a little bit more softer, obviously you have more brodo. So, and one thing I have to come back to tell you that when you add white wine, only add the white wine from the beginning of the cooking. If you, in the case that you forget to put the white wine and the rice is already halfway of cooking time, you can skip that. Don't bother because if you put the white wine, it will stop cooking the rice. That's very important bit. So here we go. I'm going to put another one. Until the rice is cooked, we're going to keep stirring. We keep stirring and stirring. It's okay. It's a good exercise in the kitchen, and it's very rewarding. Very rewarding. Honestly, is honestly. So there are some more ingredients that I'm going to add, which are mint. Mint because it's very good for peppers and and zest of lemon, which is and poached egg. Let me just pick, prepare my hot water for poaching egg because I want to top it with poached egg, which is very much part of this recipe. It's called the riscaldo I mentioned earlier. Is it's got poached egg, boiled egg actually on top, and the fried, very crispy garlic, which I have it there ready somewhere. I hope. So I'm going to just finely chop this mint here. It doesn't have to be finely, but reasonably chopped to get all those flavor. So this is about tablespoon. If you want to use dry, obviously you can. But because now we still have a good mint in the garden, so I'm using it. I also use dry, but when no more when it's snowing. So that's about a tablespoon. In we go. Ideally, I should put it at the very end so that it does. It's only because I don't want the to change the color, but for the flavor, it's nothing, no difference. So it's time to put another brodo here. And it's there, getting ready, and I'm going to taste it. Well, this is still very al dente. Still very al dente. Al dente means still very chewable, not done yet. But for most of the restaurant here that they serve risotto, they pretty good of serving al dente um, texture of the rice, which is very good. It's very good, and the the kernel, the grains are look they don't stick together. Which is which we want. This is what we want for cooking risotto. They mustn't stick together, and that is yeah. And another one, another looking delicious already. And I'm going to add here is the zest of lemon. So if you forgot any of the ingredients of I put into this particular recipe, you can watch the video again. That's one zest. If you prefer a little bit lemony, you add more. You add. I find it. I find it the lemon flavor is from the zest than the juice. Juice sometimes is very too strong, very strong. So in we go. That's one there. That's for squeeze. And let me see if I can poach my egg because I think it's I'm about I think it's getting soft the rice and I want to poach the egg now. Now, okay, let me see if I can do it this time. Poaching egg with without separating the white and yolk. So my little trick here is everybody knows that I'm dropping vinegar that and then making what's that whole thing here I'm doing. So for the poached egg and let me just stir, one more, keep stirring, or you can lower the heat. You can lower the heat. So if you're if you're stirring multiple, if you're doing multiple thing in the kitchen, you can lower the heat and so it doesn't get burned. So this is the you put it in there and now wish me luck. Wish me luck for my poached egg. Okay, looks good. It looks good. Believe me. Okay. Okay, now let me try again. Let me try and I will probably add, honestly, I'll probably add one more of later, one more later. Yummy. Now I can add the seasoning. Obviously, you don't want to add salt and pepper from the beginning of the cooking because we keep adding the stock. So the best way to do it, adding the seasoning, is after the stock has been absorbed the rice. So in go black pepper and salt in there. And I'm also adding cheese. I'm also adding cheese now. And yummy. So delicious. Makes me hungry. All in there. All in there. And let me see my egg yolk because I want my egg yolk really runny. So because this is part so it's not the greatest poached egg, but it will do. It will do. Here we go. As you can see the egg yolk anyway. So that that's the one. Okay, let me just get this away. In there, in there. So I don't. And then I move this away because I'm going to plate up. So and now the last thing here is I'm adding the cheese. I already grated the Parmesan cheese. I already grated before we start. So this is 50 grams, 2 ounces. You can add more if you like chili. If you like cheesy, you can add more, obviously. It's all up to you. You're the boss in the kitchen. When you do this, I know this is the recipe that you will be cooking again and again. So let me see if I can taste it. Oh yes, so good. The lemon zest really makes a lot of difference on the on the flavor. It's standing on everybody, against everyone, and it's giving lots of beautiful contrast on the rest of the ingredients. So here it is. I'm going to plate up now. The reason I'm putting it here because I want to show you that the arroz caldo, which I mentioned 3 times, I guess already, we eat it in a bowl, and also it's really runny. It's like soup. So obviously, you eat it in a bowl because it's a different type of rice. So this is why I'm putting it here to show you that we can eat it with fork rather than spoon. So here we go, and I'm going to put the egg in the middle, and if I can just get that away. Okay, now it's done. It's fine. And the egg yolk, not egg yolk, the poached eggs, not the prettiest. And the last thing here I want to put is the crispy fried garlic on the top. This is really, yeah, that's the one. We need to put that because that's very part of all the elements that in the for this recipe. And now I'm adding some chives, or if you don't have chives, you can use spring onions. Spring onions is also good to to do this. So in there, in we go, and all over that. And I am ready. And thank you for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for those who subscribe already. And I will see you for my next video. And this is what I meant. Look, that yolk should be running in order to mix. And then we have to put squeeze of lemon on the yolk because lemon and yolk, they are married perfectly. And here it is. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you for my next video. Ciao. Bye bye for now.